A mother in Comfort is now looking for housing after taking shelter at a restaurant in Boerne to get her 5 kids out of danger. And KENS 5 reporter Simone Simpson spoke with her and her family to learn their story. Simone joins us now live from Comfort with the aftermath of the flooding damage there. And Simone, what did she tell you?
Hey there, Sarah. She told me a lot of things. She even got emotional during our call this morning. But I want to tell you, it has quieted down here on this property in Comfort. Earlier this morning, there were more than a dozen volunteers trying to clean up the area. Now, Jacqueline White, who you will meet in just a moment, said that she's grateful that her and her kids made it safely off of the property when those flood warnings came in. And so one thing she wanted to share was that, call it mother's intuition, but she had a gut feeling that something was wrong on the morning of July 4th.
Me and my kids got out about probably 10 minutes before the water got to our house.
Jacqueline is grateful she listened to her gut feeling the morning of July 4th. She was receiving flash flood alerts on her phone.
I started packing a bag, like just an extra pair of clothes for each person in our house. Because I guess I just had a bad feeling, I don't know. Then I heard this really loud noise outside, so I went out on the porch, and a fireman in a fire truck was there, and he said, "We're evacuating everybody."
Jacqueline and her kids headed to Boerne and took shelter in a Denny's. That's when she received a call from her mother.
She said, "Your house is underwater." So I started crying in the middle of Denny's.
This is the cabin Jacqueline and her kids were staying in. You can see from the smooth pile of mud, the cabin shifted about 20 feet. The stilts now collapsed underneath.
My first concern is the housing for her and the kids, because that's the most immediate, insecurity that the family has.
That's Jacqueline's sister, Tiffany.
Still ruined most of the furniture, bookcases, everything on the first floor.
The family is relying on the help of strangers to help Jacqueline and her kids find peace of mind through GoFundMe.
I know everyone's helping in every way they can.
And speaking of a lot of people doing their part, as I mentioned earlier, there were more than a dozen volunteers. And guess what? They came all the way from Georgia to help this couple's property and help with cleanup efforts. Where we are, this is Jacqueline White's parents' property. And so one thing I want to share too is that Jacqueline was going to be finishing up college in a month. And so now her top priority is, of course, finding stable housing for her and her family. If you'd like to support her, we'll have a link to her GoFundMe on our site at KENS5.com. Reporting from Comfort, Simone Simpson, KENS 5.